Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the A&E Truck Series, season number 2 at Watkins Glen. Today, we're going to have a beautiful race. Instead of going all lefts today, we're going to be making a little bit of right-hand turns and heavy braking zones. But before we get into all the track talk, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my co-partner here. That's going to be Nigel Siddell. Nigel, how's it going, good sir?
Good evening, Dean. Good evening, Dylan. Good evening, Dean, in the box. Bringing everyone the pictures. I completely stuffed that one up, didn't I? And yeah, good evening, everyone at home. We've got a massive field of 30 trucks tonight, Dylan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 30 trucks around Watkins Glen. You can see it there on your screen, live and in present. It's a little bit of a different type of road course here. You got a bus stop, and then you got long straights and heavy braking corners. But looking at the playoff standings after Kentucky, you see it there. Brad Newman with one win, Tom Freer with another win. Everybody in the yellow is locked in as it sits right now based on points and wins. Everybody on the right is still trying to find their way into the playoff bracket. It is a win and you're in type of situation. What's it going to take to get past and get that first win on your record as we battle through the hills up here in Watkins Glen?
There's be a few to watch out for tonight. For those watching at home, we'll get to the grid in just a moment. But there's a few new starters tonight. A few debuts for Griffin Garvin. He'll be coming off pole in the 2 car. He's making his debut in the series tonight. And also, I did see Zach Blundell, who's starting from the rear to 1930s. He's also on his debut tonight for the A&E Truck Series.
Switched over to the grid.
Yeah, definitely go to see exactly what these drivers can possibly do all the way in and through here as we're getting ready to grid these drivers up and get these drivers off to the races. As starting on the pole is going to be Griffin Gardner in P number 1 for 9.5 Sim Sports. Second is going to be Brad Newman with Lobs Esports. Third is going to be Tom Freer. Fourth, Lachlan Frank. Fifth, Angus Lawford. Sixth is going to be Aaron Borg. Seventh, Lewis Greathead. Eighth, Lachlan Pryke. Ninth is going to be Ryan Barber. 10th is going to be Jamie Davis. Riley Curtis in P number 11. And Katie Kute Dow in P number 12.
13th, Project 36 car, Jared Gilbert. 14th, Bradley Cairns for Fitz Racing. The 15th position, Andy Barber for Southern Stars Esports with David Lawler with his Project 36 car coming out of 16th. Trent Lavau, Australia Wide Racing out of 17th. Ashley Jones out of 18th with Marnie Mitchell from Limit Barrett Basher Racing out of 19th. Angus Sweeney coming out of 20th. Matt Raymond for SRM Australia from 21st. Tim Blundell Sim Racing out of 22. 23, Tyler Williams for Racecraft Academy with Ryan Blundell Sim Racing coming out of 24.
19th is going to be Marty Mitchell for Limit Basher Racing. 20th is going to be Angus Sweeney. 21st for SRM Australia is going to be Matt Raymond. 22nd is going to be Tim Blundell for Blundell Sim Racing. 23rd, Tyler Williams for Racecraft Academy. 24th is going to be Brian Blundell. 25th, Aaron Dorman in the Australia Wide Racing. 26th, Aaron Major. 27th is going to be Noddy Tompkins. 28th is going to be Brad Wright. 29th for the last Project 36 machine is going to be Brandon Griffiths. In rounding out your 30-car field is going to be Zach Blundell out of Australia Racing. So 30 trucks at a road course, Nigel. It's definitely going to be something fun to watch here as everybody's going to go ahead and take the bus stop there. Your first look at the bus stop here tonight. And Nigel, do you think that's going to be a little bit of a trouble spot other than turn 1 out here tonight? Or do you think everybody's going to be able to get in and through there nice and clean?
Just remember what happened at the X Series race on Tuesday night when we had the big pile up there in turn number 1 as we're about to go green. The pace car's about to head off and we're about to go green flag racing. If you're out there in the chat, good evening, and shout us your predictions as well for everyone at home.
Yeah, you can see it there. 29 to 32 laps is the distance for the fuel. You got 4 sets of tires, including the ones that you have on the truck. So tires, don't think they're going to be really a big necessity as of the race going on right now, just because of how much you're
I hope that's
not
correct.
really going to be able to push the car. But still, getting ready to go into the green flag zone. Brad Newman on the right side. You got Gardner on the left. Green flag is out this time by, and already Gardner putting himself in a perfect position. Brad Newman all the way down to the inside, going in through turn number 1 and 2. And look at the field of trucks all the way in and through. Don't believe anybody's going to have any issues
I've got
getting
the
the
middle.
first part down as the two still with the race lead, but Brad Newman all over his tail, trying to get around him, get that clean air, and get set up for the bus stop.
So far, hasn't been too many movers in the field. Everyone's got through that first corner. There was 2 or 3 wide going through that. As we start to head through that bus stop now, as Gardner has got the lead in his debut tonight for the A&E Truck Series. Brad Newman as well, be looking to get another win for Lobs Esports. Last road course was Mid Ohio, Dylan, and that was dominated by the Lobs Esports cars of Luke Rosella and Brad Newman. So will Griffin Gardner spoil the party tonight?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on, as 50 laps is the race distance here tonight, and looks like everybody just trying to keep their heads calm. I mean, obviously it's only lap one. You just want to try to find your rhythm, and for the first time here at Watkins Glen, we're going to go down into turn number 1 nice and at speed. I'm going to get these trucks slowed on down, get down to second or possibly even third gear going through turns number 1. You don't want to go too wide, get the off track, or even possibly upset the truck to where you spin back down across the track and take out fellow competitors. As back there in the back, you seen there on the camera, that yellow truck got a little bit loose coming off of turns number 1 and 2, but everybody's still nice and clean all the way in and through. Nobody's really trying to make any advances going through the bus stop, making it too wide. They want to be in a single file formation going through there as it gets really tight.
And also, too, the biggest movers so far is Brendan Griffiths in the 36 truck. He's up 6 positions already, so he's on the move there already. But but we also have to remember that we don't have stage breaks here in the truck series, so we go all the way through. Oop, we've got a car off. We've got David Lawler.
Oh!
Taylor Lawler's.
I can see a little bit of Austin Hill coming back into play here. Little flashbacks from the Xfinity Series race in real life, but still going to keep it nice and clean and green. And I believe, Nigel, if I'm main... Oh, well, never mind. There's the caution there. I was just getting ready to ask, is it one single car causes a caution, or is it track blocking causing the caution there?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you there, Dylan. I cannot give you that answer. But with the caution is out.
As we have a instant replay here, going to see what happened to the number 136 of David Lawler. Gets on the... Oh, yeah. Just truck a little bit upset. Right in the middle of the track, and he stays there, and everybody does a fantastic job and misses the number 136, because that could have been a race ender for a lot of drivers out here tonight. But just a little bit of damage for that number 136 machine. Going to get that truck back in a pit lane, get it fixed, and hopefully we get to see the number 136 back out there with us racing. As we're going to go ahead and take a look from Lachlan Pryke going down into the turn number 6.
Whoa.
Is he there, Brian? Missing him? Yeah, it's such a scary place to get sideways. I mean, it gets really tight. You're coming off the carousel. I mean, you're not really all the way fully up to speed, but one little wrong maneuver and you could look like David Lawler sitting sideways in the middle of the track.
100%. And we have no track limits on for the road courses, so these guys can use all of them as the track as they like. But it's too early for a pit stop. We're only lap 4 now, so we wouldn't be calling for pit stops just yet. So these guys will come back around one more time, and I think we'll be back on the green very shortly. Some of the biggest movers so far up the field have been Matty Raymond. He's up into 18th. We've got Tyler Williams up into 19th. They're both up 4 positions. Ashley Jones back up into the top 15, up 3. But the 3 cars that are leading the field at the moment, Gardner, Newman, and Frere, they are really good on the road courses. But my smoky for a win tonight, Dylan, is that 52 truck of Angus Lawford. He has been showing good speed all season, and he's getting better and better in these trucks. He's very good in the supercar. He's made the switch over into the NASCAR scene now. So let's see how that 52 truck goes, especially on the long run.
Yeah, definitely want to see another new time winner out here as we got the Nitro Racing banner down there on the end. If you guys are looking for quality setups, go ahead and join the Discord at nitro.gg forward slash or Discord Nitro Racing forward slash .gg as quality setups for the next gen, the Xfinity car and the truck every single week. Test sessions helping out everybody that needs the help at certain tracks. There you go. Discord.gg forward slash Nitro Racing. Get in there and get to victory lane as pace car coming around one more time. These drivers going to go side by side once again and going to see what Griffin can do and keep that lead over Brad Newman. Seen there, Nigel, obviously only 2 to 3 laps in so far, but Brad Newman stayed right there on his back bumper as we have the season 2 schedule up next week. Thursday, August 21st is going to be Richmond, 150 laps. So some short track racing coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We go Richmond, and then Milwaukee, and then we got Darlington following right after with Atlanta 2008. That's going to be end the regular season. Then we're going to go playoff racing. And Nigel, if there's any type of different style racing, it's definitely going to be these last 3 races coming up on the schedule. And then once you get to that playoff racing, everybody's going to be in a different mindset.
100%, and that the season finale before the playoffs, Dylan, is at Bristol, and we all know how brutal Bristol is. Tempers do fly, and you never know what's going to happen there as well. As we go to the chat, Wild fan, hello, good morning, good evening to you, good morning to yourself. Must be overseas somewhere. If you're good morning, tell us where you are around the world, wherever you're watching. And unfortunately, I'm out. Blown engine from the hit there from David Lawler, unfortunately, but he'll be in his team box. He'll be jump on the box now. He's got some teammates of Angus Lawford. There's Jamie Davis. There's Brendan Cooch. He'll be there as well. So Ryan Barber, he's in the chat. He loves Bristol. I don't mind Bristol, I must admit. I don't mind that place. I just can't drive it. That's all. I love watching the races though, as the pace car lights are off as we go green this time by.
Oh, absolutely love Bristol. Yeah, so while we're under caution, I may sound a little bit different on stream or anything like that, but currently dealing with a power outage in my area due to a car accident and knocking down a telephone pole. So your coverage by Mr. Dylan is coming from a cell phone. That's right, a cell phone. I'm not on a computer. I'm not on a mic. Got my little handy dandy smartphone. Got it in my hand, watching the screen, keeping everybody honest of what's going on. But yeah, definitely going to be something fun out here to watch, and it's definitely a little bit different, Nigel. I don't know if you've ever broadcasted on a phone or anything like that. This is the first time I've ever had to do it, but it's so weird because I'm so used to sitting in front of a TV screen, having it all up there waiting for me, and now I got this little iPhone sitting in my hand, just watching everything unfold.
Well, okay, I'll be honest. I'm lucky to do the basics on my phone and basics on my computer too. So I take my hat off to you, Dylan. If you can pull that off, I say good luck to you. As race details. The fuel window 29 to 32 laps. 3 green white checkers. We're in the afternoon and 4 sets of tyres, so 3 sets over the wall. So here they are. They're going to start getting themselves lined up again. We're going to go green next time by.
And for me, this race brings back, I mean, obviously, Nigel, me not being a road racer like Jordan Boyvert or anything like that. But for me, Watkins Glen is one of the easiest tracks that a lot of people really know in the iRacing community. I mean, normally the trucks don't go to Watkins Glen in real life, but NASCAR finally made it happen and took it from the real schedule, put it back onto the iRacing schedule. So if anybody's out there that wants to get involved into the NASCAR series, go on, join the Discord, help us out, get some more drivers out here. Everybody's accepted. I came in last year, had a blast. A little bit different considering, different time zones for me. I'm 12 hours behind you guys. So you guys are in the future. I'm in the past. You always forget about your past, but still a lot of competitiveness out here on the racetrack. Loved racing with all these gentlemen and girls if we ever end up having any coming into the season. But coming off turns number 6, going into the last corner to take the green flag is going to be Gardner with the race lead, and then you got Brad Newman on P number 2 with Tom Freer down there in P number 3. So can Brad Newman get the jump? There we go. Already green flag racing. Here we go. As Tom Freer gets to the outside in Brad Newman. Taking the lunge, going to try to get the race lead. Going to be side by side going through the S's. Is no. Brad Newman says, nah, man, that's my spot. I'm taking it over. New race leader Brad Newman going through the S's.
Let's see what happens down here at the bus stop. Gardner's right on his tail, so there's ever opportunity to pass, it will be down there as they're too wide there of Lewis Greathead and Lachlan Pryke as well. Pryke's been showing great speed. This is his first season with us. Whoa! Sends it through the grass, gets a little bit of lawnmower. Oh! Ryan Barber flies through. Yeah, I was just saying, Lachlan Pryke, the first season for us in the 2090s. He's had some really good results so far. And yeah, welcome to the series for Lachlan Pryke. As we go to the comments, the race is over. Brad Newman won. I'm not sure. That's Jordan DeGrassic, I think that is. I think he's done some races with us before. I don't think the race is over yet. Yeah, so good evening, or good morning, or afternoon. I think that you're in Asia, I believe, off the top of my head. My memory's not that good, so thanks for tuning in, and yeah, give us your predictions out there online, and make sure you like and subscribe. We're only about 30 subscribers away from getting to 3,000.
Just before the camera cut away, it looked like Aaron Dorman got a little bit spun around there going into turn number 1, but looking at the fresh little battle up here between, I believe that is Barber in the number 194 is. Yeah, I know it was a purple truck that ended up taking a loop around in the turn number 1 and 2, but top 3 as they sit is going to be Brad Newman, Gardner, and Tom Freer. Tom Freer, the winner on Tuesday night in the I want to say ANC or BNG X Series. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, I knew this. I just had to test you guys, see if you guys were awake. But Tom Freer trying to do back-to-back wins here at Watkins Glen as Lewis Greathead currently sitting at P number 9, lost 2 positions on the start, but it's not about where you start, it's all about where you finish. You're going to go ahead and follow along right behind Barber in that number 194 machine as everybody still single file, don't want to go double file. We've seen a couple of files as, Aaron Major in the 105 getting some contact there into turns number 1.
See what happened here.
Oh,
yeah, looks like Tyler didn't quite make the corner, and yeah, the 015 goes around.
Well, my American ways would tell me you can't park there, bud, but I mean, you kind of had help going into the corner, but able to get the car refired, get it back going. Didn't hit anything after the little bit of slight contact between Williams, but still Beautiful battle going on between a Barber and Greathead here. Is he's got a Project 136 machine right behind them. So these guys get to battling. That Project 36 machine could be there for the taking if they get to side by side.
Well, the Jamie Davis in the 10, in 10th at the moment, the 90 True Truck, he is really, really, really fast this season. Tyler Williams has got a black flag as well. Not sure what that was for, but
I wonder maybe if he went to go into pit lane and didn't realize where it was and got caught speeding going into pit lane. Could be. I mean, that would be the only thing that I could think of. I mean, I didn't see him do anything drastic other than the incident with Aaron Major. But riding on board with Jamie Davis, currently sitting at P number 10, hasn't made his way towards the front of the field, but one of those another strong competitors that is fighting to the nail, trying to get that win off of his back, is down into the last corner, going to come out to the left, going to be as close to that wall as you possibly can, and Barney's getting a little bit tired up there in the flag stand. No cautions other than the one that we had earlier, is already 11 laps in out of this 50-lap race. And everybody's still kind of just like, hey, you know what? We're going to take our time. We don't want to make any sudden movements on the racetrack. As you can tell, or you can see there, a lot of gaps between the entire field all the way through this ginormous race course.
Well, the one truck that's just outside the top 10 at the moment is Kute Tal in the 55. Now, he is just outside the cut line now for the playoffs. Now, he's only 3 points behind Trent Laval in 12th. He's also fighting in 13th place with Riley Curtis in the Nitro Racing 93 car as well. So we've got a very, very tight little bunch there for that last playoff spot at the moment. Has been the playoff standings as Angus Sweeney and Noddy Tompkins and David Lawler are in the hunt as well. So the playoff picture is looking very, very strong. But the problem is, though, if Brad Newman and Tom Freer get more wins tonight, and so far they're right up the front of the field, if they can continue this form and get away with another win, all of a sudden then there's more playoff spots open for these other drivers to get their way in. And now one thing with the Australian with the truck series is you must own a charter to be eligible for playoffs. So there are drivers out there like Gardner's out there. He's in second. He can race, he can win, he can do everything, but unfortunately he will not be eligible for playoffs. So that's one thing to keep an eye out for as this race goes on.
Yeah, and if you're Noddy Tompkins or if you're anybody else that is on the outside looking in for the playoffs, you'd want the other guys that already have wins to win. So that way your playoff hopes are still alive as long as you're a chartered entry. As looking right now, Brad Newman still with the race lead. Griffin Gardner still sitting at P number 2, then Tom Freer right behind him. Fourth is going to be Frank, is going to be the number 17 of Frank. So, okay, yeah, so I was right. Lachlan Frank, and then the fifth is going to be Aaron Borg. That's going to be your top 5, and you can kind of see them all right there in the screen, but there's distance between the top 5. The top 3, nose to tail, a little bit of a gap, then you got fourth, and then another big gap, and then you got P number 5.
And there's one thing with these truck series as well, it's also the same in the BMG series, is that if you make one mistake, there's every chance that you're not just going to drop one position, you're going to drop 10 positions with how competitive this field is. And also, too, you're not too sure that those guys that are 4th through to 10th aren't trying to save their tyres as well and trying to their fuel window as well. Because just remember, guys, that between laps 29 and 32, these trucks will be heading down pit road. That's the number we're all going to be looking for.
Yeah, I'm thinking now with that early race caution, they could possibly maybe go a couple more laps, but I don't know if anybody would try to push that issue. So, like you said, Nigel, 29 to 32, going to see these drivers go down into pit lane, and then they're going to be completely fine to go the rest of the way. Tires don't really seem to be making a big difference here as Gardner puts all the pressure on Brandon. We're going to look down to the inside, maybe looking for a dive bomb. No, he's going to try to feed him a dummy, see if he falls for it. Brad Newman says, nah, I'm not going to fall for it. He's going to keep position at number 1 on the race field. So Brad Newman showing his talents here at Watkins Glen. Anything it can happen as Gardner get up through the gears onto the back straight just before the bus stop. Got to see how close he can get to this guardrail. There's,
Somewhere.
Barber. Oh, there he is. Ew. Barber getting that car back up and going. Everybody able to miss the number 194 of Ryan Barber. Doesn't look to have any damage on that truck, Nigel, as he's going to be able to keep that truck in one piece.
Percent. The thing I'm thinking of too, Dylan, is will these trucks, because we got a pit window of the 29 to 32, who's going to come in early around that lap 20 mark to 22 instead of waiting till we feel till they're empty? As we see Lewis Greathead and
Ryan
Andy
Barber.
Ryan Barber come together. Whoa!
Oh.
He just saves it. He only took his old man out, but he's back up and away again. So a good little bit of work there by Ryan. Otherwise, it would have been a nice conversation we had in the household there tonight. But we're right on board here with Griffin Gardner in the two car, trying to chase down Brad Newman. Only 2/10 of a second off Newman now as they come down that back straight into that bus stop.
Yeah, you can see it there. Gardner using every ounce of the track, and he's doing the bus stop like I would. I get so close to that inside guardrail that where you would think I would hit it, as he's going to get right back up on the back bumper of Brad Newman. And there's definitely points of this racetrack where Gardner is really good, and then there's also parts of the track where Brad Newman's really good, and Brad Newman obviously pulls away just a little bit. But the track where Gardner can get back on his back bumper, that's where the weak spot is of Brad Newman. So not a really good balancing act as of right now. Pretty much the same distance as it was a couple laps ago. And I think, there we go, we're going to have another deep lunge from the number 2 machine. He's going to get down to the inside, going to be side by side through turn number 1. New race leader, Griffin Gardner, back to the race lead. And look how much of a little bit of a gap he was able to pull away from Brad Newman, just going from turn 1 all the way up through the S's, Nigel.
100%. I was going to suggest, since the fastest car on track so far tonight has been Griffin Gardner, would he go down pit road early and stay behind Newman and try to sneak into pit road to fill in on lap 20 to 22 and try to catch Newman out off guard. That could have been a strategy he could have used, but he took the pass instead. He's now our race leader.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I've almost called Gardner Gryffindor I don't know how many times. I was watching Harry Potter last night, and then Gryffindor. So it just I don't know if you've almost caught it, but I would have to stop myself after saying Griffin. So even though that's his first name, I didn't want to mess up and say Gryffindor. But now Brad Newman under attack from Tom Freer. So I wonder, Nigel, if this is the point of the race where maybe Brad Newman's car isn't really the best, and he's just trying to hang on as second through fourth, nose to tail.
100%, but that Gardner truck, the two truck is very, very fast. He's already out to a second lead after one lap on the Newman Freer Frank battle that's just behind as well. But this is the problem thing too, is that they've got this little battle here between Newman and Freer that's about to happen. Now Lachlan Frank's sitting behind. He does not want to get caught up in that if, for an example, they do touch. So he's probably better off just kicking back and forth there at the moment and just biding his time a little bit. Now also, while we're on Harry Potter and movies, if anyone's out there on in the chat, please give Dylan a new movie suggestion. Give him some suggestions so he's not watching Harry Potter.
Hey, now, I'll watch a little bit of everything. Harry Potter just happened to be on TV, and I can't just turn down Harry Potter, you know? So.
As we right on board here with Brad Newman, and we got Tom Freer in the chase behind. Oh, what's happened?
Tom
What
Freer
has happened there?
goes around.
He's got a lot of damage on that truck. Let's get a replay of this. What's happened here? Whoa! Whoa!
Hmm.
Massive damage on that 41 Synergy truck. We'll go jump on board with him here as we straight around that corner. He's looking alright there. Oh, oops, saves it. Oh, straight around. Oh, bam.
Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Crisscross.
There we yeah. Well, that's I think that will be Tom Freer's night just about done. I'm afraid. A lot of damage on that 41 truck. So unfortunately for him, he'll yeah, but he's got the win, so he's already locked into the playoffs. So he's probably not too worried about it at the moment as we see the battle here between Jamie Davis, who's now up into 7th and getting chased down by Lewis Greathead from Vermilion Esports. The couple trucks that we've got to watch out for at the moment is Aaron Major. He's up into 17th. He's up 9 positions. Aaron Dorman's up 6. Brad Wright's up 8. Brendan Griffiths, he's up 8 to 21st as well. So these guys are starting to move up the little field a bit. Matt Raymond's now into the top 10. He's now up 11. But yeah, these top 5 trucks at the moment, well, 6 if you can put Freer in that same picture. But unfortunately, for those who've only just joined us, he did have a little accident the previous lap. Gardner Newman, Frank Borg, and Lawford, they're your 5 fastest trucks out there at the moment.
As you see it there, Jamie Davis getting a little bit sideways coming off of the corner through the carousel, able to maintain control of the car, looking like Shane Van Gisbergen out there coming through turns number 5, 6, and 7. He's going to be able to maintain his lead, but now it's going to be the number Lachlan, or it's going to be Lachlan Frank up here with Brad Newman. He's really chopped down on that time. He's going to stay right behind Brad Newman, though. Doesn't want to put anything on as this sits right now, Nigel. Almost 3 second lead over second to third place. So definitely going to be something fun to see what the pit strategy call is here, because now we're in that window, 20 to 22 laps, or maybe even they might go the distance of 29 to 32. But definitely going to see what all these drivers do. And if you're Brad Newman, do you want to undercut the race leader, or do you want to go in when the race leader goes?
If I was Brad right now, I'd be taking this as long as you possibly can. Last lap, he was 9/10 slower than Gardner out in front. Now, is Gardner eating too much of his tyres out? I'm not sure what tyre wear is like here. If there is massive tyre wear here, he's going to chew his tyres up, and Newman and Lachlan Frank behind are just biding their time. Who would know? Like last lap, Griffin did a minute 12.6, and then Brad Newman done a minute 13.23. But you also got to remember too, Gardner will be our 6th winner in 6 races if he does take home the victory tonight.
Yeah, that'll be highly impressive if Gardner can get it done here tonight. And you see it there. I mean, the lap times that are just a little bit different between first and second place. Wonder if the clean air is making a big difference, or if Gardner was just kind of playing a little bit of cat and mouse, what Brad Newman would do on the oval side, saying, "Oh, you know what? I can play your game here. Let's just wait till I get the race lead back, and I can kind of try to pull away here." As top 3 still the same, with Gardner in first, Newman in second, and then you got Lachlan Frank in third, Aaron Borg in fourth, and Angus Lawford making his way up to the P number 5 position. Great run from Angus, currently sitting at P number 5. Haven't really got to talk about a lot about him tonight, as you know who we haven't seen here tonight, and I was kind of disappointed. He's going to be the number 7 of Bradley Kearns. Didn't get to see him out there racing here tonight. Hopefully all is well with him, and get to see him back out here next week.
He's actually in the top 15 at the moment there, Dylan. He's up.
My bad.
He's up. He's down 1 spot. He's into the top 15. He's still out there. he's he's very he's road courses are probably not Bradley's strong point. So that tonight will just be get as many points as he possibly can. As Lachlan Frank has put a lot of pressure here on Brad Newman. Now last lap as well. Brendan Griffith. Griffin Gardner, sorry, I'll get the names right eventually. Did a 1 minute 12:78. He was 5 tenths quicker than Brad Newman, who did a 1:13:26. But Lachlan Frank did a 1 minute 38, so he's actually 2 tenths 1 tenth quicker than Brad Newman at the moment. So that's one thing to watch out for here. Is yeah, oh, we're gonna go for a pass here, I think. Let's see what happens here, Dylan.
Lachlan looking down on the inside, but he got it. Yeah, he had to back off. He's got a little bit of a. He's got a lap car in front of him, but now they're going to be three. Now down to 2 wide, going through the S's. Brad Newman just going to get in the position. Doesn't want to go side by side. New top two is going to be Lachlan Frank.
Lachlan Frank will be saying thank you to the lap car there to help him through. But I don't think this will be worrying Newman too much at the moment. As we were saying just before, we have now entered the pit window to get to the end. So let's see what happens here in the next couple of laps. If people do come down pit road to get tyres, fill it up with fuel to go to the end, or will they run these tanks dry? That will be the next thing we'll see in the next 5 to 10 laps.
Yeah, they're going to see what the strategy is going to be. Are people going to take 2 tires? Are they going to take 4? What's definitely going to be the race winning strategy here? As Jamie Davis had Lewis Greathead all over his back bumper, but he's able to kind of pull away as Greathead gets a little bit loose going over the rumble strips onto turn number 5. And all that track up there, once you get over that rumble strip, is all a free game. You can go from the wall to the windows and do exactly what you want to do, but it's still going to be Jamie Davis currently sitting P number 7. A little bit of looseness coming out of turns number 7, but still on the back bumper of Lachlan Pryke.
100% as well, and Lewis Greathead now on the inside there, gets the pass done there on Jamie Davis to move himself up into 7th at the moment. So as we were saying before, the fuel window is now open. Now, last lap alone, the gap between Gardner and Frank. Now, last lap was a 1 minute 12:86 for Gardner, 1 minute 13:71. So it's still 9 tenths of a second quicker, Gardner, than anybody else out there, and that's why he's built that 5.64 second lead and gaining as well, 5.8 now.
You can see there, Lachlan Pryke currently sitting 6th, but Lewis Greathead putting all the pressure on the back of that number 29 machine, trying to make some more moves up here, making it work the way that he needs to, as still single file. Just can't get the power down like what he wants to coming out of turn number 6. And it's such a low speed corner where you give it a little bit too much throttle, you could possibly looking into the inside wall. As now Lewis on the outside, Pryke on the inside. Lewis has the advantage going into turn number 1, but he's got to run it a little bit wide, a little bit of contact. And Jamie Davis is there, going to make it 3 wide. Oh, he backed out of it. Smart decision there. Don't want to go 3 wide into the S's. As Jamie Davis going to go ahead and take over that position. Thank you very much. Puts himself back in the 7th position.
I wonder if in a minute we'll talk to our guys in the trailer if we could get a lap around the Glen with as the move between Matty Ray there and Gute Dow for 10th and 9th. I wonder if we can get a lap around with Gardner around the streets of we've got a battle here between but yeah, the guys in the trailer are going to work on that one there. In the meantime, we're going to ride on board here with Lewis Greathead there on board with Jamie Davis. I've just lost my screen there. I've got it back now. Just threads the needle.
Yeah, you can see it there. Lewis Greathead doing exactly what he needs to do, not letting Jamie Davis have the corner exit that Jamie wants to have. He's going to keep it to the outside, going to be side by side Once again, going through the S's. Lewis gets a little bit loose. That could have been tragic for both drivers, but Lewis backed out of it. Going to go ahead and give Jamie Davis the spot once again and see exactly what happens as riding on board with our race leader, Griffin Gardner.
This will give everyone a bit of an insight at home of how hard these cars are to drive and how hard they're working. So everyone's probably thinking, "Oh, they're not doing too much work," but just watch how much work this wheel takes to keep this car under control, especially coming into turn one.
Yeah, big heavy braking zone here. Full tilt, 90 degrees to the right. And like everybody else in Tom Freer, got to be careful on those rumble strips down into the S's. A little bit of throttle management going up in and through here. Get it up to fourth gear. And then you're back to the full power once you get about right there. And this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. The bus stop. Get around in that lap car and get as close to that wall as you possibly can. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky too. The rumble strips aren't flat. They look flat, but I promise they're not. They could send your truck up into the air. And obviously, if tires aren't on the ground, Nigel, you're not going to go anywhere but straight.
No, you're not, as they go right off track here, and then into the last two corners here before we head into the start-finish line again. About Lachlan Frank last lap, he was only 1/10 slower than Griffiths. Oh, Gardner. Man, I am hopeless tonight dealing with names.
Well,
I think
just call him Gryffindor. It'll be all right.
I can't do that to him at the moment. But a few retirees since we checked in last. Saw the trucks just get parked up and drivers are just climbing out as Angus Sweeney has called it a night. And unfortunately, Tom Fred has had too much damage on that 41 truck to continue. So unfortunately, he's parked it up. The car's getting loaded back into the truck and headed back to the workshop. And we'll see Tom next week at Richmond with Jamie Davis. Pit road. We're going to start seeing some action.
Yeah, you see it there. Everybody going down into pit lane. Going to see if these drivers take 2 or 4 tires. Going to possibly fill it completely packed full of race fuel. As right sides go up, left sides. And yeah, it looks like everybody's going to be able to take 4 tires here. Don't want to take the chance of just having 2 side tires on it. But essentially all the Project 36 cars in the pit lane with Bradley Kearns and Lewis Greathead surging forward as he's got the number 29 right in front of him. Going to get right up on the back bumper, give him a little bit of a touch, maybe. Ooh, a little bit too close there through the carousel. Wants to put as much pressure as he possibly can on a Pike right in front of him.
Newman's now just hit Pep. He's now down pit road as well, so he'll be the first of our top 5 cars and now to get down pit road. We'll see how his time goes over Trent Laval's also. Lewis Greathead's coming in.
Oh, a little bit of calamity there. I didn't think 2 wide was going to be able to work going into pit lane, but they made it work as Lachlan Pryke had to lock up the tires to not hit the yellow commitment cone as they're going to be able to get into pit lane, get a single file. So Lewis and Lachlan both in the pit lane. Who's going to get out in front of who? As Gardner, 7-second lead over the rest of the field, but he's still got to make his pit stop, and that can be at any time now, you know?
Just squeezes out in front of the 83 truck as Gardner's still in the lead of this race. He's still doing 1 minute 13:22. So Lachlan's in as well now. Lachlan Frankie comes in the after being in second position. He's doing really good now. But let's see when this guy. Let's see what happens with Gardner when he hits pit road.
I would have to, I would say within maybe this lap or next lap, one of the two. As you see there, right in front of our race leader, There's a couple of cars in front of him. Obviously, he doesn't want to put the pressure on too much, just in case something does happen. Just kind of wants to ride, maybe even go into pit lane this time by, get away from that lap traffic, go in, get your 4 tires, get your Sunoco race fuel, get back out there and see what kind of lap times you can throw down. As going through turn number 6, yeah, he's giving the body language like he's going to pit this time. He's going to keep it down on the yellow line, and the 2 finally making his way into pit lane this time by Nigel.
Percent. So he's now on pit lane. Now we'll see what kind of pit time he does. Since he's new to the series, it'll be interesting to see if he can get that thing stopped right on the box. Like, he can take service from his pit crew as Gardner will take control of this race here. We race off pit road as well between Frank and there's Newman as well. So he's back up and racing again as well. Last lap he was pit lane times were exactly the same between Brad Newman and Lachlan Frank, 46.13.
So Gardner's still in pit lane. There goes first, second, and third, all right there. But it's going to be, I believe, Gardner still maintaining the race lead. Yeah, he's already out. He's back up to speed, essentially, and with it being a 7-second gap, he's only dropped it down to 4 seconds. But now Gardner has the freshest tires of the field, and going to see if Lachlan Pryke or even Brad Newman can get caught back up to him. Anything can happen, though. We've seen a caution. Could that be beneficial to Brad Newman and Lachlan Frank, Nigel, with a caution play a different role here tonight?
It could, especially with Newman's aggression that he does have on restarts, if he doesn't take passengers, which is perfectly fine. There's no dramas with that at all, but that can help. That helps Newman with the restarts. So I believe the 2 cars in front will be hoping that there won't be a caution flag, and so far Gardner's still got complete control of this race at the moment. So he's still in the box seat, but you never know. We've still got 19 laps to go. Anything can happen.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be something to watch. And obviously, with only using one set of tires, would you, just to say, to have fun with it, just go down pit lane, put some fresh rubber on it, depending on how many laps you run, get some fresh rubber, throw it down in there, see what happens. Obviously, you got to make sure that everybody behind you pits as well. So you don't want to be caught in traffic, because everybody knows how competitive and how serious it gets trying to get through not lap traffic, but any sort of traffic, especially once everybody gets all bottled back up.
Oh, 100%. I don't think you would want to go down pit road. But saying that too, though, the fresh tyres is about a 2.5 to 3 second a lap difference. So if we do get that late caution, you can fall as low as 10th position, and if you're 3 seconds laps faster than the field, it can make a massive amount of difference later on in the run.
Absolutely. If you guys haven't already, you guys have seen it pop up on the screen, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Kick, Facebook, wherever you're watching. Make sure you guys give it a like, comment who your predictions are going to be here tonight. If you haven't already, make sure you guys put the bell notifications on so you guys don't miss anything that the Australian eNASCAR Series has to offer throughout the entire week. As you'll find myself and Nigel in the broadcast booth, myself and Wesley in the broadcast booth, and then I believe Nigel on Tuesday nights back in the broadcast booth with the X Series. So a lot of stuff coming our way every single week. Is almost having some issues there. Able to keep everything going is Brandon Griffiths making the pass as he gets it done before the bus stop.
I just jumped out of the booth then and just caught Tom Freer as he hops on his plane back to home base, and he was just saying to me then that he goes from third gear trying to snag first. So he had a little bit of an engine drama there on that 41 truck. So unfortunately for Tom, he'll fly back home right now even while the race is going. His time's done here, and we'll see him next week at Richmond.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to do. You don't want a money shift. Because especially if you're running an age pattern shifter and everything, banging through the gears, and then obviously you go from third to first. So definitely not what you want to see happen, especially with Tom Frears, such a heavy hitter in this racing series, as riding on board with the number 105, as he's trying to make his way around this big road course here, just trying to log some laps, get some racing in on his part in that beautiful number 105 purple and black machine.
Tom Frere says with his luck, his plane will crash. I don't think it will crash. I think he'll get home safely, and I think it's you're having some good luck with the series so far, and especially the X series as well. So look out for that Synergy 41. He will be back racing next week and racing on Sunday night for the ANC race at Darlington. I think it is this week, off the top of my head. So we'll keep an eye out for that one there. We've got a great battle starting to happen here. We just saw them between the two Project 36 cars. Gilbert, Cooch, Griffiths and Aaron Major with your run on board here with Matt Raymond at the moment in the 83 SRM car. Trying to get up another position. He's up to 8th at the moment. Lewis Greathead and Jamie Davis going for a pass of position between 6th and 7th.
Yeah, you can see there, Jamie Davis going a little bit wide, almost gets in the rear bumper, as everybody being able to be cautious as Lewis Greathead looking down to the inside. He's going to be at his door bumper clear. Down in turn number 1, he's going to lunge forward. Jamie Davis says, all right, you know what? You've been trying this path for I don't know how long. I'm going to go ahead and let you have it this time, possibly. As Jamie Davis, right before the S's, going to go ahead and back up just a little bit, let him have it. Going to go single file through the S's here.
See what happens when we get to the next corner there. Just let him pass and then sit behind him, get the draft back down into the bus stop and see if you can make a move going into it as well. There's been another car spun in the background, but I think they've now back up and around and still going again. Some of the yes, unfortunately tonight, some of the losers so far have been Ryan Barber. He's down 3 positions into top. He's 12th at the moment. That also includes Riley Curtis. He's down 2 into 13th. As Jared Gilbert's down 3. He's now into 16th. Biggest mover so far has been Brendan Cooch, 17th. We've also got Aaron Major. He's up 12. He's up into P14. And Manny Raymond, he's now into the top 10 in 8th. He's up 13 positions, as we've seen a battle for position here between Manny Raymond and Lachlan Pryke as well.
Yeah, you see it there. Lachlan Pryke holding on is right in front of him. A little bit of looseness out of both drivers here down off of turn number 7. And not going to be able to be there to make the pass. Just going to go ahead and ride right behind that driver of Matt Raymond and that TWRS machine. But not a lot of bigger movements up on the leaderboard as I'm looking at it now. Lachlan Frank is kind of keeping the race leader honest. You know, Gardner was able to pull away to a 7-second lead, but when he came out of pit road, it was only 4 seconds. Now it's down to 3.6 seconds on the race lead. So definitely something to keep an eye on if Lachlan Frank can try to get back up there to the race leader, as he's running faster lap times than a race leader as of right now.
100%. Well, last lap just gone was 1/10 quicker was Gardner than Frank. And he is losing. They're exactly in sector 2. They're exactly the same. Sector 3, he is 1/10 of a second quicker Gardner over Frank. But during the sector 1, during the first sector, Lachlan Frank is the fastest man on track. So that's where his crew chief will be feeding that information, saying that you're going okay in sector 2, you're making up a lot of time in sector 1, but we've got to get better in sector 3. So all that information will be fed back to the driver, so we'll be hoping now to capitalise on that, as we've now only got 14 laps to go in the race.
Yeah, 14 laps to go here tonight, and that time still staying essentially the same. Losing a little bit of time through different sectors, like Nigel said. So Brad Newman all over the back bumper of him, but Kute Dow trying to make a move, and looks like on Ryan Barber sitting right in front of him. Currently P number 12 right where he started. So not a bad day for the number 55 of Kute, just trying to survive. Everybody out here just trying to survive this long, grueling racetrack here at Watkins Glen.
So too, Kude Tao, he made the round of 8 last year as well, so he'll be looking this year to go one better to see if he can get into that championship 4 in his 55 truck. This series does mean a lot to him as well. He wants to do well. He wants to show the world that he can drive one of these trucks. He puts a lot of effort in the 55. So let's just see if he can crack that top 10. But he will be looking for points as well. So if he can have a really good points race tonight, means he can guarantee himself into a place into the playoffs, and then hopefully then get out of that final 12 and into the final 4, which would be something he'd be aiming for.
Absolutely. Definitely want to see what all these drivers can possibly do and get themselves locked into the playoffs if they possibly can with a race win. But something's going to have to happen to the race later. And then obviously a caution could put some action detrimentals into everything that could possibly happen. Looked like a little bit of smoke towards that inside wall there. Not sure if somebody ended up clobbering the wall or maybe a little bit of lockup going over the berms here at Watkins Glen, but everybody's still doing exactly what they needed to do. Right up in front of Ryan Barber, looking for a dive. There it goes. He's going to be able to make the move happen. So lap car getting out of the way there is he's going to go ahead and take it down pit lane. No, he's not. I lied. He just got out of the way, letting everybody go on by. Let everybody get on out of the way, and it goes from there.
Now last lap, there was absolutely nothing in it. Both drivers were doing exactly the same lap times. So, will he catch Gardner? He'll have to pull some 2 to 3 tenths a lap up just to get anywhere near a place where he could pass this number 2 truck at Gardner. As we've got Lachlan Pryke just had a spin. Yeah, he's had a massive send off.
Well, I wonder if he might have gotten the inside wall as we get a replay here. Go to see what happens to the number 29 machine. Oh, he caught lap traffic at the wrong time.
Oh! 19. He hit Brad Wright. Wow, massive damage for Lachlan Pryke in that truck.
That's Nigel, he got really lucky to not hit that inside wall while he was getting spun around or even hit other parts of the wall. As Brad Wright in the pit lane this time by.
Yeah, I think his truck might well be not done for him as well as we ride on him in there. He's actually trying to get out of the way. And I don't think Lachlan Pryke realised that Bradley Wright was sitting there, and yeah, he gets caught up in the mess of it all. As we've got a battle here between Trent Laval, Brandon Cooch Griffiths, and just behind them as well is Tim Blundell, I think it is. No? Or is this Letty Moore? I think it was a lap car. Now we've got a battle of the Barbers there coming up. Riley got to slow down as well, and also too we've got a battle of the Barbers here as well between Ryan and Andy. A bit of bragging rights within the household here at the moment. Andy's in front. So let's see what Ryan can do in the next 2 or 3 corners.
You can see there Andy Barber doing exactly what he needs to do to stay in front of Ryan Barber. Pulling a little bit of a distance between both of them going down into turn number 1 and not getting all the way down there by that rumble strip. Kind of wants to keep his car level with the asphalt. Doesn't want to get too close to that rumble strip to where it kind of upsets the truck. So a lot of different lines going into turn number 1 and 2, and then up through the S's is where you can make up a lot of time too. If you can get the power down, great. But if not, obviously going to have a little bit of a slower going up the hill. And then obviously the bus stop, you can make and break a lot of time here. You got to hit that bus stop just right. You can see it there, the 5 doing what he needed to do. And he was able to get through there as Kute Dow in the number 55 machine, catching up to the number 194 of Ryan Barber.
10 laps to go here now. Only 9 to go now here with Gardner still in the lead, 4 seconds over Lachlan Frank, and an impressive drive tonight for that 17 truck. Newman's in third, Aaron Borg's in fourth, Lachlan. Angus Lawford is in fifth, Lewis Greathead sixth, Jamie Davis seventh, Matt Raymond's eighth, Lachlan Pryke ninth, and the Battle of the Barbers is on at the moment for that 10th spot.
Now you see it there, Ryan Barber holding off the number 194 of Andy Barber. Anything can happen between these three. Obviously the Barber boys get to battling. That's going to open up the passing opportunity for Kute Dow, so we could see a different top 10 all the way in and through. This is still single file, nobody really trying to put any type of pressure on these three. As going back into the bus stop there, Kute Dow, beautiful entry and exit to the bus stop, and then this is another long and more difficult turn here, the carousel. There's so much turning going on. You got to be super patient. You can't be putting the throttle down as soon as you think that you're getting out of the corner. You can turn around and come around and bite you.
Oh, 100%. And look, if you're watching out there online, give us some predictions. What do you think is going to happen in the next 8 laps? Is there going to be a little surprise happen for everyone, or are we just going to see a nice little run to the end? Let us know your thoughts in the comments out there online as we see the 194 truck of Ryan Barber trying to trace down his old man Andy Barber, but Andy Barber makes the move here on the 36 truck. just gets through, and Ryan does as well. But yeah, you wouldn't want to be a fly on the wall at this household right now if there was contact between the two.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be fly on the wall, especially sitting in that household. But the gap closed up super quick, but ended up opening just a little bit more once they got around the lap traffic. Is going through the bus stop once again with 7 laps to go here at Watkins Glen.
So for all those that just joined in online at the moment, these guys do have enough fuel and tyres to get to the end, so these guys do not need to go down pit road unless there's a caution. You can put tyres on for strategy reasons, but at the moment these guys are racing to the end. There's the 55 truck there of Kudo Dow. He's now into 12th. Now we look at these pit stop lap times as well when they last pitted as well. Gardner was 28, Frank was 29. Newman was 28. A fair few drivers in that list were in that 17 bracket, 27 bracket. So let's see what happens in the next 7 laps. Does Gardner have enough tyres to keep Frank away, which he should, because he pitted a lap later.
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping the relative a little bit honest. Obviously, Gardner picking up a couple more seconds on the race field. Obviously went from 3 seconds up to 5 seconds, but it took him a duration to get from 3 to 5. So I think this is the time of the race where he's like, hey, you know what? If I can get to him, I'm going to try. But if I can't, then obviously I got to settle for P number 2 or even possibly P number 3, as Brad Newman is 3 seconds off of Lachlan Frank.
100% as we start to see the laps wind down here at the moment. There's not too many battles to watch out there at the moment. Everyone's just trying to bring it home now and get as many points as they can for the championship, especially for the playoffs coming along at the moment. So we're a little battle here between the third Project 36 truck of Brendan Griffiths and on board with Tim Blundell as they head down into turn 1.
Yeah, you see it there, Blundell giving a little bit of room to the Project 36 machine, and then right behind, as they're going to be back to single file, and the Barber boys back to doing the good old dirty tango up here. Going to see if the number 194 can get around the 5, and not going to be able to get there this time. But I think if Ryan can stay honest and put the pressure on, we could have a really good battle for the 10th and final spot.
100% is 5 laps to go. We'll see what happens here. They come down with four to go now. So as far as the championship goes, there's a good points races so far for Angus Lawford and Jamie Davis. And Brad Newman will pick up another points, and so is Lachlan Frank as well. He'll get a nice bag of points as well. Or as we see a past position, Tim Blundell on Brendan Griffiths on the Cooch.
Looking down to the inside, going to be side by side going into turn number 1. Maybe Blundell. Yeah, Blundell backs out of it. Going to let him live to see another day in that position. So now Blundell going to have to try to regroup and see what he can do. Is a little bit of damage in the middle of that rear bumper for the Chooch there, as he's currently sitting 18th position. And obviously, Nigel, looking at the damage, it doesn't seem to be slowing him down any.
100%. It's not last. The last lap was on 117, and he's in the same ballpark as the rest of the field of racing around him at the moment. So he's the next card behind him is done 117.40. He was 1/10 slower, 117.53. But going through the up the top there at the moment, Gardner's doing a 1 minute 12.74. Lachlan Frank's a 1 minute 12.97. Now 1 second, 2 seconds, 1 second off the pace of Gardner at the moment is Brad Newman. He's done a 1:13.76, so he's way behind at the moment on the 2 car out in front.
Yeah, you can see it there. Everybody doing 113s after Brad Newman. Aaron Borg with a 113.6. Lawford with a 113.4. So 5th place is faster than 4th and 3rd. It's just about trying to get yourself up there with those lap times and see if you just can't track them down. But Kute looking to make it a 3 party, as he's looking to try to find a way around Ryan Barber, just not able to find it as of yet. Going to go through the carousel, maybe see if the 194 goes a little bit wide. He's not going to. He's going to try to hold it down towards the inside lane.
Got 3 laps to go here now. Gardner's got the lead. Frank's in 2nd. Newman's in 3rd. Brad Borg is 4th. Lawford is in 5th. Greathead is in 6th. Davis is 7th. Matt Raymond is in 8th. Lachlan Pryke is 9th. And Andy Barber rounds out the top 10 at the moment, with his son Ryan right up his heel in the 194 car in 11th. And just behind him as well is Goudet Dow, hoping for a good result there for that 55 truck.
Yeah, everybody trying to just bring it home. They want to be done with the Watkins Glen race course here tonight. Obviously, a little bit of left and right hand turning going on, and that takes a strain on you, especially if you're not really big on road courses or anything like that. You got to find that mindset, get locked in the way you need to be locked in. And for an oval racer like me, that takes a lot to try to find yourself on a road course and get locked in, get your rhythm of what you want to do. And Kute Dow right now, he's got the rhythm, he's got the speed, he just can't find the perfect passing opportunity on the number 194.
100% he can't, but yeah, we better get back over the leaders now. See what Gardner's up to now. He's got 2 more corners to go until we hit that final lap here. The biggest gainers tonight has been Matt Raymond up 13, Aaron Majors up 12, Cooch is up 10, Zach Blundell he's up 8 into 22nd. So there's been plenty of positive results out here at the moment. As Gardner now, he comes down the corner now for one more last time. He will take the white flag this time.
Yeah, white flag this time by 4. The race leader Griffin Gardner led 40 laps as of right now. Only the other 10 laps are going to be led by Brad Newman, as getting out of turns number 1 nice and clean. He's got Riley Curtis right in front of him. Doesn't want to put too much pressure on the number 93 machine. Doesn't want to cost himself any time on the racetrack. But through the S's for the final time for a race leader down into the bus stop. And it's just been an absolute domination from the newcomer of Griffin Gardner.
You really like me. We'll get the name eventually. As we come around the corner one last time, up into 2 more corners to go now for Gardner. His first start for the A&E Truck Series has been one he will remember for a very, very long time. 2 more corners to go.
Through the penultimate corner for the final time, down into turns number 7. Your race winner going to be the number 2 of Griffin Gardner, coming home to take the race win here by dominating fashion. Griffin Gardner, winner at Watkins Glen.
Got a few little battles on behind as well.
Yeah, I was
Here
looking at.
Not a scratch on it.
You know, I wish I could do that. Not have a speck of dust, no tire marks, no wall tabs. That would be great. I would love that. But knowing me,
as we've got a battle here between the Ryan, the Barbers. Looks like Andy's going to have bragging rights over Ryan, and but G'day Dow, he might spoil the party here too. Will he be able to get enough? If he can send it in there on Ryan, I don't think he will though. He'll just keep it there, and he'll come home to finish in 12th. What a great result there for G'day Dow, and Andy Barber. He wins the bragging rights in the household this evening, just less than 2 car lengths away from Ryan Barber. Here comes Griffin Gardner. Back to the start. He'll start to burn this thing down.
yeah, great race by everybody out here tonight. I mean, obviously only one caution on the race course just due to truck being blown up in the middle of the racetrack. But after that, I mean, everybody kept it clean and green. Obviously, a couple of mistakes from a couple of different drivers. Tom Freer getting on the rumble strips, and then a couple of other drivers hitting the outside wall or even the inside wall is Brandon Griffin. Oh, excuse me, Griffin Gardner. I'm going to go
Griffin Gardner will get it right.
Hey, you know what? You did it tonight. I get a chance to do it.
Oh, I did it plenty of times.
Yeah. He's going to go ahead and burn it down here into turns number 1. And, yeah, definitely a great, outstanding race for a race winner here for Griffin Gardner.
The debut win as well. And now it's 6 winners in 6 rounds, 6 different winners into the series. This shows how competitive this series is. We'll go to the results now, and Griffin Gardner wins 9-5. Sim Sports is your winner this evening. Lachlan Frank, in his highest ever position, is in second for the series. Brad Newman, always consistent on road courses, is in third for Lobs Esports. Aaron Borg into fourth. Fifth is Angus Lawford for Project 36. Lewis Greathead for Million Esports coming now to 6th. 7th is Jamie Davis for Project 36. Matthew Raymond in 8th for SRM Australia. Lachlan Pryke, 9th for Rapid Theft Esports. Andy Barber and Ryan Barber in 10th and 11th for Southern Stars Esports. Kude Dow, he's finishing the 55. He'll finish in 12th. Riley Curtis, the first of the Nitro cars, he finishes in 13th. 14th is Aaron Major for Australian Wide Racing, with Ashley Jones for Spurs till the end in 15th. And 16th is Project 36. 17th, Trent Laval for Australian Wide Racing, which is 1 lap down. Multiple car lap downs at Tim Blundell. We go over the page.
19th. 19th is going to be Braden Griffiths in the Project 36 machine. 20th is going to be Aaron Dorman in Australia Wide Racing. 21st is going to be Marty Mitchell in the Limit Basher Racing. 22nd, Zach Blundell. 23rd is going to be Brian Blundell in Blundell Sim Racing. 24th is going to be Brad Wright in Kakwa Speed Shop. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. 25th is going to be Bradley Kearns in the Fitz Racing number 7. 26th is going to be Tom Freer in the Synergy Sim Racing. Angus Lawford in 27th. Tyler Williams in 28th. 29th is going to be David Lawler. And running out your 30 car field is the number 119 of Naughty Tompkins.
Well, what a night it's been, Dylan. It's It's been a cracking race. It's been going hammer and tongs all night. We'll go to a quick commercial break, quick word with our sponsors, and we'll be back with the top three just after the break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back here with the A&E Truck Series post-race interviews. Going to start off with our race winner. That's going to be Griffith Gardner. There we go. Had a little bit of a... anyways. But Griffin, hell of a race win here tonight. You started on pole. You finished right where you wanted to be. You led 40 laps. Kind of walk us through the 10 laps where you decided to stay behind Brad Newman and just kind of pace yourself. Was that kind of like a fuel-saving strategy to try to make it as long as you possibly could? Or were you just trying to see what you could do in dirty air?
Yeah, I wasn't very sure how the tyre really was going to work, to be honest. I haven't done much practice before tonight, so I just thought Brad's obviously very good in these cars, so it's good to just sit behind him and pace myself, and obviously got to a point where I felt like I had a bit of an advantage, so tried to go past and then obviously put a bit of a gap there, so yeah.
Well, congratulations on your win tonight. Your debut start in the series as well, known for your supercar driving. Tell us a little bit the difference between driving these and the supercars.
There's obviously a lot of differences, but I feel like the tyre saving driving style is definitely similar. Obviously, there's at the end of that first stint seemed like I had a bit more tyre, and it's probably just from driving the Gen 3 car, which is very, very hard in its tyres, and you have to drive very conservatively. So it's probably something that's similar. But honestly, it's just really good to drive, actually. Very fun to drive, so yeah.
Well, Mr. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, Griffin, it was a fantastic race. Obviously, your debut start here in the A&E Truck Series. Congratulations on your race win. If there's anybody on that number 2 machine you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Just thanks to the admins for running the series. Seems a pretty cool thing to be a part of. So looking forward to jumping in, doing a bit more racing, and thanks to you guys for the broadcast as well.
All right, that's going to be our race winner of Griffin Gardner. Going to go ahead and move on to our second place finisher. That's going to be Lachlan Pryke in the number 17. Lachlan, this is Dylan and Nigel in the booth. You got a copy.
Yep, I got ya.
All right, Lachlan. You finished P2. You started towards the back. Not even towards the back. You started P number 4. You kind of stayed right where you were. You obviously trying to get around lap traffic, and then there towards the end got around at Brad Newman. How difficult was it to judge where to pass and how to pass and get on the brakes to get the pass done? How much were you trying to be conservative with your tires and fuel as well?
Honestly, it was pretty hard to pass past Brad Newman, to be honest, because his car was a rocket ship on the straight, so I just couldn't really keep up with him. But yeah, I got the first opportunity I took was T1, and I think we both went a little wide there. So yeah, and the tyre situation, I was trying to be tyre conservative, but yeah, and also save a little bit of fuel as well, so I could have a shorter pit stop as well. I think my pit stop was like a second shorter than everybody else's, so yeah, it all worked out in the end.
Well, congratulations there, Lachlan. This is your second place tonight. This is your first full-time season with us at the moment. Your highest result as well. How does it feel to be out on the podium? And tell us a little bit what this means going forward, and what can you take out of it?
I'm sure there's plenty of better results like this coming forward. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to do this good at the first start of the season, but yeah, it is how it is.
Well, either way, you still put on one hell of a show, getting yourself up there into the top 3 and getting the second podium position. But obviously, the more that we see you out here, you're going to crack down and get that first win off your back. But Lachlan, if there's anybody on that number 20 or 17 machine you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Honestly, everyone that comes out Thursday nights to race, it's killer. It's good fun. And the guys in the booth behind the scenes as well, and also SWM, they make awesome designs as well, templates.
All right, that's going to be our second place finisher of Lachlan Frank. Going to go ahead and move on to our third place finisher. That's going to be Bad Brad Newman. Brad, Dylan and Nigel in the booth, got a copy.
G'day, mate.
All right, Brad, you started P number 2 out here on the racetrack. Got some laps led that, we were always going to end up seeing you do. And then you just wanted to pace yourself there towards the beginning, the middle, and the end of the race. That caution kind of threw a little bit of monkey wrench into your plans of trying to keep yourself up there where you needed to be. But what more did you want to have in that truck to get yourself back up there to the race lead?
Needed some more turn. The car felt like a quali setup, to be honest. It was pretty cool for the first 3 to 5 laps, and then the thing just wouldn't turn for me after that. So that's probably what I was after. I did a bit of a change in the pits, which made it feel better, but I don't think I was any quicker. But even if I had it all together, I wouldn't have been as quick as Griffin. He was just too quick tonight anyway, so it is what it is.
Now, one thing that you're very good for, Brad, is your alternate strategies. Now, my prediction was tonight that you was going to come down on lap 20 to 21 and try something completely different than the rest of the field. Did this ever cross your mind, or am I way out?
No, it did actually, but I was thinking with the way I was burning through my tires, it would have been a long run to the end, and I just didn't think I had it in me. So yeah, no, it did come across my mind right around the time Lachlan went around me.
Yeah, well, either way, with it, the way that it went, obviously you finished P number 3. You still got the good podium. You already got the win off of your bag, so you can kind of just relax and get through these next few races. But Richmond next week, obviously going to be something different. You're going to go from a road course down to a short track. Going to be fun to watch you out there. But if there's anybody on that number 1 machine you'd like to give a shout out to, Brad, the choice is yours.
Just you guys as always for putting these events on, making it possible. Griff on the win, pretty cool to get a win in first race, and the guys at Lobs Esports. Thanks, boys.
All right, that's going to be our third place finisher, Brad and Newman and Nigel. 50 laps up, 50 laps down here at Watkins Glen. Getting the job done is going to be Griffin, Gardner, and then Lachlan, Frank, and then Brad Newman finishing out our podium position here tonight. But takeaways from tonight's race here at Watkins Glen.
It was a great result there for Griffin on his debut start. There's a lot of great results. Even Lachlan as well, finishing up into P2 as well, is a great result for him. But we go short track racing next week, where the number 1 truck of Brad Newman will be very strong. He is very strong on short track, so he'll be the one to watch next week. And also too, the return of Jason Holdsworth as well. He'll be coming back next week after a week off this week. He will be fast at Richmond, and look out for that truck as well. Coming off the win last week too at Kentucky.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something to watch. I mean, it's short track racing. Tempers are going to flare. People are not going to be too happy with moves that are going to be made, but it's going to make for great racing all the way in and through. But as we got the schedule up there and see exactly what goes on, and Can't wait to see how the rest of the season goes, and obviously the playoffs. Different style of racing from everybody, a different mindset from a lot of people. But again, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Kick, Twitch, Facebook, anything that you got. Make your dog subscribe. Anybody, your friends, family, whatever you got, throw the kitchen sink at it. Make sure you guys turn on all bell notifications so you guys don't miss anything that the Australian NASCAR Series has to offer throughout the entire week. But Nigel, it's been great fun up here in the broadcast booth with you. We each and every single week with Dean behind the camera angles and getting the stuff done behind the scenes. Is every single week is something fun to watch and do. Can't wait to see what happens next week.
I can't wait either, and I love a good road course in Richmond as well. It always brings out the best in everybody, so we can't wait to bring that one next week, live on Thursday night here on the Australian NASCAR E-Series Network. See you then.